welcome. Thank you so much for being here and joining me at one of my favorite places in the world. We're going to do a tarot oracle reading and get you some clarity, see what spirit would like you to know to be helpful. It's timeless, it's collective. Whenever it finds you, it's perfect. See which messages feel like they resonate, and always trust that direct connection you have to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe, because the answer is always in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound, they're based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's dive in. Let's see what God's source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What is the first message that would be helpful? Wow. You have beautiful energy coming through. So if some of you felt like you were stuck or stagnant in a situation, like something wasn't moving, something's going to start to move. The right person is going to come into your life. This could, I don't know why I just heard right person, wrong time. Maybe for some of you, you felt like you met your soulmate, this person you really connected to, but there was something off in the timing. It wasn't the wrong time. It was exactly the right time. I do feel like maybe something had to be worked out. I see a carousel now. So what do you have here? Wait, I'm getting so many messages already. So if you felt like you hit a dead end, if you were stuck on the plastic carousel, I actually see that there's more than one carousel. So when I get the carousel energy, it's like, you know, the little horsies, they go up and down and around, but it's kind of plastic or porcelain. It looks sort of pretty, but it's kind of shallow. You know, it's kind of a repeat cycle or a repeat pattern. It's like the carrot being dangled in front of the horse, and it's not even a real horse that actually wants the carrot, but it's always not obtainable. There's something here that's now obtainable. It's harmonious. It feels blessed. I feel like either you or somebody in the past, it's almost like they were on a carousel, and then I see like, oh, well, this is a different carousel. Maybe this one will be more exciting. No, not exciting. Actually, still kind of boring and the same old repeat pattern. So maybe somebody had to break their mold or break the cycle. Because I always get that comparison energy to the beautiful looking plastic carousel and the real stallion. That's way more exciting to ride. So I do feel like somebody has inspired somebody that was on the carousel, like, hey, you know, it'd be way more fun. You want to, you know, saddle up, take this horse for a spin. It might be way more fun than that thing going around and around and around. So I do feel like maybe somebody had a couple of cycles where they kept thinking this one's going to be different, and yet it wasn't. So it could be the same cycle, the same situation that just goes around and around, but I'm getting there's a lot of boredom. Somebody's feeling rather stuck, always looking at the same horse's ass in front of them, and it never really gets them anywhere. So whoever the inspiration is, or, you know, it could just be, it could be a person, but it could also, it could also be information. Somebody's like, oh, it's a real horse, or it's a real Pegasus, or it's a real unicorn. They exist. I just thought this was a horse. And I feel like somebody's getting itchy and antsy and excited and really wants to give something new a try, maybe break free. When I think of a real horse, I do think of something stalled, you know, sleeping in the stall. Maybe somebody was contained in a stalled situation a little too long, and maybe suddenly that barn door is going to open up. Even if there's a fence or an obstacle, the horsepower has enough, I'm getting like energy and, I do hear stagnation, but now I hear stamina to get over a hurdle, get over an obstacle, to really like take on a challenge. And now I feel like whatever was the plastic situation needed to crack. You know, like a cracked cup or cracked porcelain, like something needed to almost be shattered or break down for the real energy to, I don't know, be exposed, or somebody's truth to really come, like, break free. Maybe somebody was containing how they really feel or something like that. So something had to shatter for something to then come alive. Maybe it was even kind of a tower situation, because I feel like underneath that plastic exterior, there's a real horse in there. And now the horse is on the carousel, and it's like, wow, there's a big plastic horse's ass right in front of me and behind me. And I have all this power and I can't even move. Maybe I need to jump off of that carousel. And I feel like something is gaining momentum. That was so much imagery to get. I hope some of that kind of energetically made sense for some of you. Whatever is coming in, maybe it's a step-by-step approach or a step-by-step process on a certain relationship in your life. For some of you, I do feel like maybe some of you already met this person, but maybe the timing was off, or somebody had to deal with a situation in their life, figure out that they don't need to be on the carousel. Maybe somebody is coming back around. For some of you, this is somebody brand new. If it's a soulmate energy, you could have past lives together. There could be this inner knowingness that you don't know how you know them, but this person feels, I hear, like home or really familiar. You're really comfortable with this person. For some of you, maybe it is a twin flame. Maybe some of you do not do that label. Maybe this is something that has no definition. It's different, it's divine, it's special. It's special to both of you, not just one person. And it does say it's a romantic partner, but it could also be friendship. You know, a soulmate isn't just, you know, romance land. It could be your bestie. You know, it could be a family member, but it's usually somebody that you have an energy of love together. And there's usually a lesson that is learned because of being in each other's lives. And it's usually a more gentle lesson. It's not like the karmic, harsh situation. You want to, you know, get off of that carousel right away. Never going on that carousel again. It's something that's, it's a little softer in learning that lesson. And sometimes it does span over time, but sometimes it is quick. A soulmate doesn't have to be somebody that's in your life forever, but it's somebody that made a prominent impact when they were there. And it's still like results that last afterwards. So if you had changes that you like inside of you, or you grew, or that happened in your life because of a certain connection, those changes continue to help you in new chapters. Hopefully that made sense. Twin flame, friendship, romantic partner, balance, peace, and happiness. And this is what was underneath. So I feel like this is what somebody is getting out of. No longer wanting to feel stuck. No longer wanting to not have growth. Or have expansion, or have movement, or momentum, or chemistry, or excitement. If something was frozen before, something's coming through to kind of fall out that situation. All right, so let's keep these. Let's continue. Let me put them here. Hopefully they won't go flying. I kind of feel like we should go to another love deck. So let's do that. Let's go to this black and white, simple love oracle and get clarity on harmony, stagnant, and soulmate. Please and thank you. Do you feel like there's somebody that you just, I see a lot of, I don't know why I see a lot of conversation you converse with. Maybe there's somebody who's kind of mentally stimulating to you. Maybe they stimulate you more than just, just mentally. Maybe it's physically as well. But I'm getting that if you have all this harmony energy, it's also spiritually. So what is another message? Please and thank you. Another message to be helpful. Gotta be kind of gentle. Separation. So maybe this separation already happened in the past. Maybe there's something you need to separate yourself from so this beautiful energy can come in. If there's anything that was not in harmony, you know, you always kind of want to build with someone, and it's like it kept falling down. It was like tower moment after tower moment. Then maybe this is rebuilding something first inside of yourself. After separation, there does need to be healing. So maybe this is somebody learning to do something on their own. I also feel like for most of you, this happened a long time ago. So I feel like wherever you are now, you're seeing that separation different. Maybe you're even seeing something as you didn't at the time, but maybe now you feel like it's a blessing. You've created some space for someone or something new to come in. But I also feel like there's somebody that misses you from the past. There's somebody thinking about you. They have that yearning. Maybe they're thinking about how the vibration with you was different. Maybe this is even a grass is greener situation since I got all that plastic energy. Maybe you had a situation where you and a certain person had a very deep connection. Maybe it was divine. Maybe it was really confusing, especially if it was a twin flame kind of energy. Maybe some of you thought you met your twin flame and it was almost maybe a false flame. Sometimes that can happen. You have somebody that comes in your life and you have that connection. You think it's, you think it's your forever person, and maybe you have had lifetimes together, but sometimes you meet somebody that's very close to, but not that person, because it's getting you prepared for the real thing when it comes in. That could even be like a soulmate / karmic energy, where maybe it did have love, but there were some harsh lessons. I'm getting whatever this is, it confused you a lot. So look back on your situation. If it is a true divine union, nobody outside of you can... A fish always jumps in the same place. No one outside of you can give you the definition of what you feel in your soul and you just know to be true. You don't need outside validation. So whatever your connection is, whatever your story has been or how it has progressed, it is, I'm getting that it is all a part of your destiny, but it's part of your growth somehow. So I do feel like some of you had a deep connection. You also have abundance coming in. I feel like some of you maybe dealt with a runner or somebody that never felt a connection that was truly divine. Maybe they only did something kind of surface, shallow, grass is greener. Then they found out it's astroturf. All of a sudden there's green grass. There's a beautiful field here and you have to water it. You have to attend it. You have to maintain it. Maybe somebody just didn't have that experience, or, I'm kind of getting went the easy route, but I'm sort of seeing that if somebody went the easy route or the easy way out, that I feel like somebody wishes they would have put more effort or energy into your partnership. And maybe they're learning a lesson, and maybe you are connecting with somebody that you don't even have to ask them to water the grass. They just do it automatically. I'm actually seeing it's something even more divine, where with this energy of abundance, you're tapping more into like the nature, Mother Nature energies, where you don't even have to force something to grow outside of its season or in a weird foundation. You're just in the perfect environment where when it needs to rain, it does. Hi, baby. Also, Rose is here. Beautiful. So you have oh, be careful. You're gonna stay there. Just getting close to the camera. This is where you, right now, wherever you are, whether you're maybe facing separation right now, or that was way in the past, or maybe you have a beautiful connection now and you're already looking to how it can't work out. Oh, it never works out. Your heart will break. So why even bother? If your head is in that space, in that mindset, you're in that lack mentality. You need to change your mindset into this abundance that you will be cared for, that the answer will come. If you go through a difficult hiccup or a cycle or a situation, that you can get back on the same page, have some clear, honest, open communication. Maybe this is even you being honest with yourself about someone or something. Keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. I feel like there's something here where some of you, or maybe even someone you were connected to, thought they wanted this, until they are presented with something so different or so much better for where they are on their journey that they didn't even know that that's what they wanted. And yet they were still manifesting something. So there's something where if you're wanting a relationship, it's thinking about the attributes and the beautiful qualities of that person that you would really like. And maybe they do mirror from a person that you know or did know. But instead of putting it directly on that person and thinking about has to be this person, think about all those beautiful attributes and always have that openness with God, with Source, with the universe, that you would love this beautiful partnership or situation or career, because this can be anything for some of you, in your life, but you're not going to put it in a little box that has to be on all these perfect little check marks. You're going to leave it open to know that your higher self may know better than your ego does. Because the one thing that the ego does do is protect. So the ego, you know, is looking at situations to protect you, to make sure you don't get hurt, you don't go through that again. But if you let the ego go a little bit, I even see that cracking energy could be a little bit of an ego death. You know, what you thought you wanted, all of a sudden you have a new epiphany energy coming through, and now what you know you need is something totally different. I hope that made sense. I feel like some of you have somebody that ran from a beautiful thing, and that could also be you know, out of protection. But I feel like whatever is coming through here, you're allowing, if the universe has better, you're open for that too. And then you're giving that energetic space for something really amazing to manifest in your life, because it's not stuck on the carousel, stuck on the box. So let's get you a couple of extra messages. I have the tea leaf here, so let's just get a couple of bonus random messages that would be helpful for you today. What are some extra messages, please? And thank you. You have an ant. Work, you have success twice now. Work, achievement, and success. I feel that somebody didn't know their own strength, because the ant can carry like so many times its body weight. So there's somebody who's now trusting in their strength, maybe trusting that they can handle a project or a certain career. But I'm kind of getting this has to do with that relationship. Maybe somebody didn't want to put in the effort before, and somebody is recognizing you are worth the effort, or somebody that you're connecting to, you know, they are worth the effort. And I feel like it's not going to be as hard as you thought. You're like, oh, I thought that looked really heavy, and you're like, you know, you're like Pippi Longstocking or like a superhero picking it up like it's nothing. Let's see. Clarify ant, please and thank you. Maybe something with September. Somebody has a September birthday, or maybe something really starts to blossom now but solidifies and like feels secure in September. It could also be a lot of changes you are preparing right now, because something could be coming in around September. I see somebody fluffing their pillows. So maybe it is like time to like fluff something up, get something ready, get yourself prepared. If some of you are starting something now, you're going to see a lot of progress and changes around September time. But you could also be dealing with a Virgo or Libra energy, even if somebody just has that in their chart. We got the scales. That's the Libra. Maybe some of you have that Libra kind of situation, which is like the self and the other. So maybe it is communication with somebody else. It's telling you to keep your life in balance. So whatever might be out of your, or, you know, out of balance in your life, what can you adjust to make something feel, I heard smooth and then in tune. I feel like there's something that was kind of an illusion. Like I keep, it's interesting, I'm getting all of these weird energies. Like I saw the astroturf, and then I saw grass, and then I saw the carousel horse and the stallion. Now I see something that looks like gold, which is generally very heavy, but definitely has value, is worth its weight. And something else that is more like fool's gold, or, you know, like more like glitter. So you pick it up and you know from the weight of something that it's not real. And I feel like somebody tried to put two different things that looked the same on the outside or appeared to be the same on that scale, but found out when they actually put the energy or effort into someone or something that they're really different in weight somehow. But I'm getting that maybe there's also a weighting energy. Let's see, let's get another one. Interesting messages today. I hope these were helpful so far. Yeah, there's somebody that needs to leave your life. Look at this fancy chair. So if somebody is leaving your life, and if somebody wants to leave your life, let them go. If they come back, it was meant to be. There could be somebody that's actually moving. I see like distance moving. I actually feel like for some of you, if this is a friend or something like that, then maybe you throw them a bon voyage party. But maybe for some of you, somebody left and didn't even say goodbye. Someone is leaving your life, but now you have this fancy chair that's available for somebody to sit in. I do feel like some of you had to create the space so somebody new could come in. And I feel like for most of you, unless it's that person you're throwing a bon voyage party for, if this is somebody that is leaving your life, I don't feel, maybe if you have, maybe you feel like you're going to miss them more than you do. Because I feel like for most of you, this is somebody that you didn't realize was actually weighing you down somehow. I hear influence. I feel like this is somebody who's like, hey, get on that carousel again. And maybe that influence is going away, and maybe I feel like that's a blessing for you. And if somebody keeps choosing to get on that carousel, maybe you get on your stallion and you go your own way. What is one more? One more, please and thank you. The tortoise. This came back. This is the one that was floating away in the river in that one reading. So maybe this is telling you you don't have to rush. Slow and steady. I also get that this is somebody that is coming out of their shell or maybe moving, because this is like an animal that brings its home with it. So maybe it's about feeling at home with a certain person, or slowly, surely getting ahead. You're definitely moving towards, oh, look at this. Let me show you this. I'm trying to be so gentle here with the cards, but you definitely have balance coming in. You have the balance, harmony, peace, happiness, and scales. No need to rush, especially if it has to do with a deep connection. Allow something to unfold naturally. Let's get you one more. Please and thank you. You got two. I say one more and two more come out. You got an owl and a vase. Oh yeah, you have a secret admirer. Also a repeat message. There's 200 cards in that deck. You definitely have somebody that maybe is watching you in silence. An owl is very wise, but they know, when to dive into a situation. And even when they do, their feathers are shaped in such a way where they make no sound. So maybe you're not even going to hear this person coming, or this is wisdom within you. Maybe you really have to be in tune with that meditation kind of energy and hear yourself, or hear your higher self think. Good advice from a wise person. And you also have a secret admirer here. I feel like for some of you, it might be somebody you know. A wise person could also be like an, kind of like a little earth angel, sent into your life at just the right time to help you with something that you needed to hear. You're gonna know that it's personal. You're gonna know that that makes a difference in your life. I feel like, but you also have to listen to it. Secret admirer. All right, well, let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna organize. These cards are kind of all over the place and I don't want them falling in the water. I'm gonna pause you, organize, be right back. All right, we're going to go to one more love oracle. This is the love oracle, not the black and white one though, this one. And let's just see what you need to know about the energy that's coming in. Advice for maybe the current situation that you're thinking about, but I feel like it's for your future progress. So what would be helpful for the collective to know for future progress? That you have a chance to get back on the carousel or not, the chance to do something different or not. That maybe this is also somebody that is at the crossroads trying to see what's going on behind a closed door, or having to knock on the door. Maybe this is even somebody that has, you know, different options right in front of them. Which one is the fool's gold? Which one is the real thing? Which one is the astroturf? And which one is the lush, you know, the lush organic situation? There's definitely a turning point or a change in the wind. It could also be that somebody was sitting on the fence for a very long time, just not making a decision. Not making a decision is making a decision. If somebody was always not wanting to choose wrong, but not doing anything, I feel like that's maybe why somebody felt stuck. It could also be coming through that if you have a choice laid out in front of you and you're waiting on for somebody else to make a decision before you do, then I kind of feel like you need to make your own decision. If somebody's going to catch up with you, they will. If not, I feel like there's something beautiful behind, I don't know why it seems like door number one. What's behind door number one? You're never going to know unless you turn the handle, open up that door and see. Maybe you go in one room and it's empty. Maybe you go in another room and it's a surprise party. But you have to actually go through that doorway to, I hear reevaluate. I also feel like if somebody's always afraid of making the wrong choice, it's a fish again, that it's okay to make the wrong choice if you learn, or if that now deletes an option, if now you know better, because then when the right thing is presented by spirit in front of you, you embrace it, you handle it with care, you treat that situation or that partnership or that person differently. You're a different person now because of what you've, how you've grown. So let's see, maybe some of you have, I don't know, I keep seeing like a city block. Like somebody thinks they're making the right choice, and then they think they're making another right choice and another right choice, but some reason spirit brought you around the block and you're right back where you started. So maybe somebody felt like they were making the right choice, but it was getting like kind of just taking them in circles. Maybe it's something that maybe feels a little unusual, or you're not sure about it, so maybe that's the wrong choice, but maybe that's not. I'm also getting that there could be something that is a blessing in disguise. So let's get you one more. What is another message to help? What do we need to know about the crossroads? Whether that's you coming up to the crossroads, or that's you being a little daring, rolling the dice, taking a chance. You're never gonna know unless you step up to bat and you try. This is somebody who maybe they like to have strategy, you know, maybe they want to have the rule book, but maybe this is something that you got to write the rules as you go, as you learn, as you flow. Take a chance, a risk, a leap of faith, and maybe having strategy, but maybe you change the rules or you change the strategy as you get through that story, that chapter, that relationship. I feel like it's not really about the win or the loss. It's maybe how you play the game with integrity. Roll the dice. And between the lines. Crossroads, between the lines. So if you were between the lines before, I feel like the line is getting pretty clear. I feel like it's all about at least trying something. Hidden meaning vague, speculate, and implicit. I do feel like somebody is going to pass you, or somebody maybe passed you by, or they let you pass by, and I feel like it's maybe about getting in your own lane, but I see parallel lines now. So now I see maybe you and someone else, you each have their own horse. You don't have to ride that horse together, but you're going in the same direction. You're getting back on the same page. I also feel like if you're not on the same page, you need to have a clear conversation. Maybe it's also about the pace that you're going. Maybe you and somebody else typically move at a different pace. So let's go to the tarot. Hold on, I'm gonna get my cards out. Let's clarify some of these cards that came through. There's actually quite a few cards. I kind of tucked them in so they don't fly away, but I want to see what this wise advice is, or great advice from a wise person. Tell us about the advice or this wisdom coming in. That, oh, I gotta cover her boobs. It is about an ending. It is about stepping through that portal of possibility. It is about taking a bow, whether that last chapter was weird as hell or it was beautiful, but there's a new cycle waiting for you. Sometimes I also see this as connecting to the world or others that are maybe different than you, like their world is different than your world. It could also be the internet. Maybe some of you are doing something online. But if there was somebody sitting, where's your fence? Sitting on the fence, or not knocking on that door or opening up that portal of possibility before, keeping one foot in that last cycle, you know, but not quite in the next one, somebody would kind of be stuck in the middle, stuck between two worlds there. So I do feel like somebody does have to take an actual leap of faith, which is usually the energy that comes after the world. It's the Fool, but it's recognizing you're not being a fool. I'm getting, or even being played for a fool. So maybe that's why wise advice is coming in. Maybe somebody is, I'm even getting advice that comes through somebody's example. So if somebody's just, let's say, not really giving you advice, but they're just talking about maybe their situation, or talking about perhaps a certain cycle in their life or their past, and you're gifted to hear the lesson for how that relates to your situation out of that maybe casual conversation, then I feel like that's why you're going to know that something was meant for you to hear it. Also, there's always the fixed signs around the world. So if somebody was kind of fixed and set in their ways, you know, that the world they know, isn't that a song? The world I know, I think that's like Collective Soul, was the right one because it's what they're used to. I feel like somebody is getting a little antsy to see what they don't know, you know, to try something different in their life. You definitely have a huge cycle that's about to end, and a beautiful one that's about to begin. What is clarification on the empty chair? Let's ask about the empty chair. Maybe that's the old, you know, cycle that you are leaving, or somebody else has to leave first before they're brought into your life. Tell us about the empty chair. That whoever's leaving is leaving fast, and now there is room for something to come in. It's interesting because I saw all that silent energy with the owl. Maybe whoever is coming, maybe somebody left in silence. They left like a ghost. Somebody ghosted you. Whoever is coming in, you're going to hear them roaring. You're going to hear them coming. Somebody's coming on a motorcycle. This is also love, or Cupid's arrows sometimes. This is the communication that's coming in. So if you had lack of communication before, either whoever's coming back or whoever you are newly connecting to, you're going to have mental stimulation here. There's a lot of energy. Sometimes I also see this as like a group text, or hit upload. You know, once it goes, it's going to go really fast. It's definitely the fastest card in the minor arcana, but because it's minor arcana, it's an everyday situation. So if it's upside down, it's something that is happening really fast. So many changes are happening in your world, and then you don't adapt to those changes. It's the deer in headlights. You just sort of don't do anything. Sometimes you can't handle a lot. You have to do it one step at a time. If this energy is coming in and this energy is coming in, there's definitely finding the right pace with something. Because it's like you got your motorcycle here that goes really fast, and you got your little turtle here. So maybe you and a certain person do handle something at different paces. 8 of Wands. Let's see. Clarify what's coming in fast. I'm getting mostly it's communication. I do also feel like maybe something starts slow and steady, but the closer you get to maybe September, or the closer you get to that point to where you feel your life is suddenly in balance, everything is more effortless and everything in your life really does start to flow. Clarify what's coming in really fast. What is the 8 of Wands about? That you're going to be a self-made man or a woman. This is really nice. So whatever is going to start to come in fast is coming in. Ooh, got to cover her, because I didn't put bikinis on these cards, because you're tapping into this Aquarius star, dream come true, destiny kind of energy. If your star was out of reach before, all of a sudden something feels like it's obtainable, like this manifestation energy that you were thinking about and dreaming about is finally happening. Wherever you are, this is usually where I see you at the top of the world. The 9 of Pentacles is where you have this sense of independence, where you feel proud of yourself, that you put effort and energy and work into something that brought you security. It brought you growth. It brought you stability. It's where you have this maybe lavish lifestyle around you, but here it's just the girl holding her carrot, which is a windfall of opportunity, also pulling the roots out of a situation, letting something grow under the surface, and she's out there maintaining the garden on her own. This is somebody that deserves to have the abundance that comes in their life because they worked hard for it. And if this is upside down, it's usually somebody that expects somebody else to go out and, grow that garden, and they're gonna enjoy that lavish style, but don't have appreciation for the hard work that went into it. Upside down, I don't really like that energy, because it's somebody that almost like puts the fake life up on social media, but it's like that fool's gold. It's not really real. Upright, it's someone that just really wants to be their vulnerable, transparent, authentic self, whether it's on the yacht or plowing the field with their horse. It's their truth, and they're proud of it. And whoever this is, they should be proud of what they've built. It's definitely, for some of you, getting out of any kind of codependency. Because if somebody just wants that lifestyle and they're riding on someone else's coattails to have it, they're always going to feel empty. And if you feel like in any way you had a codependency on a certain person, or somebody had that on you, this is somebody feeling more self-sufficient on their own. And maybe that is a big change in somebody's world, but it's going to feel really good. It's going to feel like somebody is healing. If this was that tower that fell, or that carousel horse that crumbled, this is somebody now stepping back up into their divine energy, their divine purpose, a different direction, maybe even a redirection to find out who they were always supposed to become. Or I'm even I don't know when I hear teach, even getting to teach. Maybe there's that wise energy. Teach by example of things they've gone through in their life to maybe help somebody else's starlight shine a little brighter, or someone else have permission that their dreams can come true as well. There's something about letting something go, and that's when it can flow. There's also something about where these jugs, not the jugs I'm covering, but such a dork. But like, she's taking those jugs and she's filling up her own cup. But then she knows what to also just allow to let go and let flow. She's connecting to the air with that bird, Maybe it's a heron is important, or a stork. Maybe something's about to be birthed. And she has, I don't know why I see like her bending her knee. Maybe somebody had a problem with feeling like they were submissive. But if there's like a submissive kind of energy and there's a controlling kind of energy, there has to be that, like, I'm getting that somebody had to actually release the need to control, and they felt like they were like bowing or bending the knee, but that actually is what is putting them back into power. I hope that made sense. She only has one little, she has her toes in the water, but maybe it's about taking a leap of faith and just diving in. Maybe somebody always felt like they had to check the temperature first. They're gonna put a little toe and see that situation, but I feel like if somebody feels like maybe there's a little chill in that water, maybe diving in is the best way to get used to something. Maybe somebody does have to slowly go in and get warmed up to something, as it moves. I don't know why I see cold feet. Maybe somebody had cold feet in the past that has something to do with that separation energy. Maybe somebody's feet are warming up, or they're recognizing unless they just dive in, they're never gonna get used to a situation. Hello, hi baby. So let's get you one final. Did I bring it? Yeah. Actually, I have two. Let's get the love rose is needing my attention. She's just like sitting on me here. Let's get you one from the love who you are, and then one final message from the spirit messages. I'm going to show you this. Your abundance here, and this abundance coming in here. Also, that energy is work you enjoy. It's like when you're doing something you really love, it actually doesn't even feel like work. So what is one message from the love who you are? Please and thank you. I think I just have to pull it. They're not flipping. Got a swan. Oh, I hope I have my glasses. I do. Hold on. What does it say? Remember your crown, queen. There's also dragonflies in the back. The dragonflies are interesting. I actually saw a bunch when I came down here today, because all of their four wings move independently of the other. The dragonfly can also handle something going forward, backward, upside down, hovering, whatever they want. There's also something very ancient about maybe wisdom or something you're inside of you, ancient knowledge. Maybe some of you connect to ancient history. Maybe somebody's ancient history. Maybe that old you is ancient history. You have another 9 here. Remember your crown, queen. Remember how important you are. Maybe somebody felt like an ugly duckling and they were meant to be a swan. Let's get one more. One more from Spirit. I kind of feel I don't know. I'm getting a weird energy off that card. Like, the energy is, yes, remember your crown. But I feel like you don't need it. I feel like that crown energy is who you are, not what you put on your head, or not what you need to prove so others know that you're important. It's just something that's more an energy you exude inside of you. Maybe there was somebody who put somebody else kind of on a pedestal before. I feel like if somebody was on a pedestal, they want to be on like equal, I actually heard playing ground. I also feel like there's somebody you need to speak with eye to eye. What is one more message, please and thank you? Glasses again. Hold on. What does it say? Instead of pushing yourself so hard, stop, breathe, and reevaluate. You are doing enough. Even if it doesn't feel like it, don't wear yourself out to the point of exhaustion. It's not worth it. We ended up with balance. So you have like, what, 3 or 4 things that came in here that tell you you need to find your balance. So if some of you are in that energy, where you're always on the go, things to do. You have to, handle everything, that maybe that turtle or that tortoise is coming through to tell you just unplug, take a vacay, take a day off, relax. If some of you are finding that your pace is a little too slow and you want to see some more progress in a partnership within your life or changes, then maybe you need to, slap the ass of your stallion a little bit and start to go into a canter instead of always moseying along. It's finding that balance. It's not really about the fast or the slow. It's also seeing who in your life makes you feel imbalanced or balanced. Even environments. Instead of pushing yourself so hard, stop, breathe. Tranquila, relax, easy. You are doing enough. Even if it doesn't feel like it, don't wear yourself out to the point of exhaustion. You can't give from an empty plate. You can't give from an empty jug. You have to be the one to be in that independent energy to plug yourself back in. And then you have this. Where's your wisdom? Where's your owl? It's not worth it. Balance your time and energy more wisely. With that, I bid you adieu. I hope these messages were helpful today for you. Thank you for joining Rose and I on the rock in the middle of the creek, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.